Hi, this is Dave Hodges, The Common Sense Show, and we're the show that's freeing America, one enslaved mind at a time. Who's going to be sent to the Fema camps? What criteria will be utilized to send people off to their eventual demise, all in Nazi Germany? Oh yes, the Fema camps exist. We've covered that ad nauseum here on The Common Sense Show, as many other sites have as well. Over 800. We know about the super facility in Alaska. What facility would that be? Oh, the one that could hold 2 million. The one where they're currently conducting Project HARP behavior modification experiments. The very same thing we talked about with Josh McCoy when the NSA knocked us off the air. Well, let's talk about FEMA camp incarceration criteria. How are they going to determine who goes? And how they're going to determine it is through an algorithm they use. And this is what I've been told by insiders, and I've gotten this story multiple times from multiple sources. AI listens to everything we do, artificial intelligence. They listen to this broadcast. They know that you're logged on. They know how long you're logged on. They know every keystroke you press on a computer. They know every word that you say. You're identified by your voice print. You can be near a cell phone that is turned off. And if your voice is in earshot, it's being picked up and recorded by the NSA and filed under voice print. Keyword searches are applied, and you receive a score on 16 different dimensions, very similar to what psychologists call the MMPI, which is a 16-dimensional test of how high functioning someone is, and you get a separate score for each dimension. Well, you'll do the same thing here with this NSA protocols. And they're developing a naughty and nice list, and then you get an aggregate score. And what I've been told is no one really knows where they're going to draw the line. Who is going to be, oh, we could leave them alone. They'll be good servants in the new society. Watch for concern. And then they could have another one that would be, we need to get them off the streets for the good of everybody. And then another one might be, instant termination. Now, what am I basing this on? Well, Steve Quayle has talked to a number of people. In fact, the military person who gave him this information was killed after giving it to him. Red list, blue list stuff. Do you remember that from Steve? He doesn't talk about that a whole lot anymore. But if you ask him, he'll tell you the story I just did. And what we're looking at here is the NSA has cataloged everybody. They know who you are. They know your potential for rebellion. They've run their algorithms. And when the time comes and they face scan you, and the FBI has been gathering face scanning information for years, they've been doing it at traffic cams and all sorts of other places. I mean, what is it? You're videotaped or photographed, 1,300 to 2,000 times per day in America? Almost double that in Britain. They're going to get the naysayers off the street. They want you out of harm's way, their harm. The criteria is going to be what they've already told you. This is not rocket science, and I don't have to go to an unnamed source on the inside to tell you this. This has already been published in the MEAC report, and it's become the operating credo of the Department of Homeland Security. If you were at one time, they listed people as a Ron Paul supporter. Now it'll be a Donald Trump supporter, a Christian, a pro-Second Amendment advocate, a pro-constitutionalist, someone who is concerned about the New World Order, someone who is a Christian. You get the idea? Traditional Americans are now terrorists. We were labeled in the 2008 MEAC report as domestic terrorists. This is their operating credo. I mean, first of all, you blow a couple buildings up with airplanes. You create the need for the TSA to protect all of us, and they have caught exactly no terrorists. I went through a TSA line yesterday. What a flippin' joke these people are. I mean, their organization, their statutory policies aren't even consistent airport to airport. No wonder they have never caught anybody. And we had to make this up, and, it's about radical Muslim extremism. And now that's considered to be hate speech. But that was the justification used to create the TSA and their groping policies to begin with. Incredible, isn't it? Isn't it just incredible that we live in such an upside-down society? So the criteria to go to a FEMA camp is if you're a good, upstanding American. If you support good, upstanding people for public office. if you go to church on Sunday. This is the criteria. That's who's going to a FEMA camp. How will they do it? Well, here's what history teaches us. The bus comes in about 4 a.m. There's an accompanying truck, in our case an SUV. Troops of the mass will jump out. They'll come. They'll have the little pylon. They'll knock down your door. You'll be looking up in a somber sleep, just opening your eyes to guns in your face with flashlights that blind you. You'll go with the clothes you have on or don't have on. They'll throw you in the back of a truck. You'll be handcuffed after you've been face scanned and fingerprinted. And they'll take you off to a relocation facility where you'll be given prison garb and processed. And then they'll make a decision where they send you. And they will not send men, women, moms and dads and kids to the same place. They'll separate families. How do we know? Because this has been in the FEMA camp literature. FM 39.4, for example. I couldn't make this stuff up. Go to the Common Sense Show, put in FM 39.4, and plan on spending a couple hours reading, because I've written about this a number of times. This is how they're going to make the decisions on who's going to go and how they're going to do it. When is it going to happen? It's going to happen in a preemptive manner. And this is what I would do if I were them. When Donald Trump is gone from office because the American people didn't bother to change Congress enough in 2018, the Democrats regained control of the House, they will impeach Donald Trump. And then they'll begin to enact their own reign of terror on the United States people. And before they come after your guns and before they do all the other things that'll cause America to rise up, they're going to come and make surgical strikes. That's what... Do you remember the drills they did in 2015? 2016? Do you remember UX16? Do you remember those drills? Well, that's what they were doing them for. They're coming for people like you listening to this broadcast. Surgical strikes, middle of the night, take you out, and then the reign of terror is going to begin. And they've said it in so many different ways on how they're going to do it and how they've practiced for it. This is the time we're at. We are at a crossroads. There is no second opportunity here. We either stand up to these people, and I've given you the political mechanisms to do it, scare the hell out of Congress with the fear of not being reelected, and a lot of these people will buckle. They are weak people. They're weak because they've taken the easy way in Congress. Oh, sure, Mr. Free Trader, let me take your corporate money, and I'll sock some of it away for myself because I don't need this much for my campaign. They're weak, and you can intimidate them. You can intimidate them easily. And their egos are so big they can't stand the thought of not being reelected. But America's going to do what it's going to do. But if we don't protect Donald Trump by controlling Congress, both now and in 2018, not only will we not get his agenda implemented, this one holy hell is going to begin in this country. Well, that's it for the Common Sense Show. Thanks for joining us. I hope you have food, water, guns, gold, and ammo. If you don't, we can help you with the food. Go to Numana.com/Hodges to see what we offer. 5% off sale. The coupon code Hodges NOV5. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.